This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sequel Green here and welcome to another video. So we're going to have a little bit of a setup here of a Gearless Deathstroke and a Silver Bane. So Bane was in there to provide me with some crit chance. I don't really care about the damage that the crit chance adds because look, we're gonna be honest here, we're gonna deal absolutely no damage other than the special 2% damage, but I would love to have the crit because that allows me to power generate a little bit more, because without gears and without tons of credits to spend on talents, I'm not gonna be having much crit chance to use that power generation passive of Deathstroke. So we're going to run here a 3-star Gearless Deathstroke. Special 2 is going to be at level 12 if I remember it right. And he's going to be equipped with a level 1 entropy. The level 1 entropy is going to be just so he can survive the super move, because there's no way he would have survived the super move. Maybe if I put a level 8 Firebox on him, he would have had enough health to survive it. But again, a little bit too risky. This was like more guaranteed. And if you don't have the entropy and you want to try this yourself, you can use the origin matrix instead, and you're going to have similar results. Not as efficient as the entropy and a little bit more risky, but it's gonna work to an extent. Also, you kind of need to combo interrupt here, because if you don't, then you might get badly engaged by Brainiac and he might use a special on you. And I think with me here, the entropy, the special 2 is the most dangerous because it has a lot of instances of damage, and each particular one gets reduced by the entropy, so if he damages me a lot of times, then I might die. Another special 2 in there. Combo interrupting. Honestly, it's not hard to combo interrupt with Deathstroke because he's got a quite fast opener. And look, when I'm playing him like this, without having to tag him in and out, he actually looks a little bit like a normal character, to be honest. He's gonna still have that weird animation, which is the same for the third tap and the swipe right. So people will be commenting on my videos, why you do, how can you do 2 swipe rights after the other and 4 swipe rights in a combo? Now that's just how the man works. Getting a super move out of the way there. We're done at this point with the special 2s, so we're going to try and see how much damage other than that we can deal, but the answer is gonna be not much. At most, we're going to add like something like 300k more. There we go, special 3, and that was with the armor pierce active. Yeah, again, don't expect much damage without gears, but even after get all the gears, don't expect much damage anyway. And people keep telling me in the comments, just buy the gears, they're in the offers. I'm like, it doesn't bother me to buy gears from the offers. We'll definitely get the Martian Manhunter gears when they drop. But boy, it's just a bigger flex to play him without gears, and to be honest, it's not gonna be that much of a difference. As I said previously, this man does not get many things in terms of boosting his damage after he's done with his special 2s. So yeah, that was it for 3-star Gearless Deathstroke with level 1 entropy and 463 million. That's a respectable amount of damage. Okay, look, this fight that we're going to be getting in is it's a cursed fight. It's so cursed that the audio bugged on it. Reverse Flash is not a hard boss by any means, but one of the most annoying bosses in the game, my dude. We're going to have Sword of Salvation on EPA to kind of use that to generate some power at the start. We're going to have Raven with the Sword of Sin, and I believe the Sword of Sin on Raven was a good choice, but I think I should have just cut out the middleman and put the Sword of Salvation on Raven, and that would have been kind of a better way for me to get around to generating more power at the start, because we will struggle with power. Like, what the Sword of Sin does is it makes sure he doesn't have power for the most part, and I was mainly using it in order to make sure he doesn't do annoying specials on me throughout the rest of the fights. And that didn't really work to the max extent, because his annoying specials will still be a problem. He doesn't have defense, so the burning effect is not necessary. And yeah, on top of that, it's draining power from him, and that allows us to steal less with our special 1, so it's kind of counterproductive in that regard. So I should have used Sword of Salvation here. I think I did do this mistake in the past. Okay, and that was something else. Like, oh boy, my second monitor just turned off. It literally just randomly turned off on me. But yeah, back to this fight, I did a little bit of a mistake there. And finally we are getting a stun in there, refreshing darkness. Boy, that one was so damn weird with the second monitor turned off, because it like switched everything I had on this main monitor. Boy. But yeah, back to the fight and our stun in there. We're getting in some sweet damage in there. But yeah, that's not gonna... It's just not an optimal fight. I really appreciate... One of the things that I mostly appreciate about what they did within your soul rates is that when they have a character that does a class change, it's no longer going to have the Brainiac animation thing, and I'm so happy about that one. Like, the second monitor still hasn't turned on, boy. Need to check that out. But yeah. Getting back to this on our special one, to darkness. We sadly lost all the darkness on Raven because we got hit a bit, even though we blocked. Maybe we should have used Entropy on Raven, but yeah, Sword of Sin was definitely not the go-to choice here, or shouldn't have been at the very least. Here we're applying the darkness, and we're going to tag Harley in there. A stun. There we go. We're going to deal most of our damage over here. Raven back in there to refresh the darkness, I think one last time. And boy, look at this! It's really so rough to do a special 2 here. Oh, and he goes into a special 1. Nah, this fight was just terrible for me. I mean, there's some things I could have done better, definitely. But at the end of the day, Reverse Flash gets you. He's so annoying that he gets you. But yeah, we'll clean this one up, no worries. Now we're going to fight Boss Joker. We're going to have Confluent Sakoman with a level 8 Firebox in there. And we're going to have Dr. Fate with a level 1 Firebox. And Shazam with, I don't really remember actually what artifact he had on, I think the Entropy. Locking him in the corner here, King back in there. We're gonna do a special 2, because just because we didn't have energy for a special 3, no other reason. Okay, and the plan was that Shazam was gonna like tank the super move, and survive it, but because of my mistake at the start, that's no longer gonna be possible. I mean, he's still gonna be tanking the super move, but the surviving part is gonna be a little bit iffy. Special 3 in there, re-engage that combo, a sweet 100% health damage. Dr. Fate backing off and re-engaging the combo. And back in. And again, we don't have enough for... Oh boy, we don't have enough for a special 3. Should have said more with Dr. Fate in there, and this forced me into an awkward spot where I backed off and thankfully managed to dodge that special 2. Re-engage that combo. A lot of risky moments in this fight that could have been avoided if I have been more careful. And we're gonna tag Shazam in here. He tanked the super move, and he died, and King also died once, so that's great. We can't any longer count on the fact that King is gonna be able to revive himself. But it is what it is. We're just gonna have to play with it at this point. Dr. Fate back in there, re-engage that combo. We're going to try and make sure that we always have enough for special 3, and I know, a normal person wouldn't have done super move there. A cautious person wouldn't have done super move in that scenario, especially since King can't revive himself anymore. But yeah, I guess I'm just crazy like that, XD. But yeah, that was risky. Don't do that. Don't try that at home. But it paid off. Look, it paid off. It didn't pay off a whole lot because we could have just done it at the end of the fight, and the damage would have been similar overall. But I just went for it and it worked. It might not have in other scenarios. King getting back in there. For another special 3. Re-engage that combo. Going for a full combo, ending in another special 3. Dr. Fate back in there. Re-engage that combo. Bro, like the fights with Dot on the ground kind of introduce an interesting mechanic to the game. Because unless you get a very strong tank or a very specific tank, rather than, with a team like Inflant Sakoman, rather than do something to avoid taking the dot damage, or do something to resist the dot damage, it's just gonna turn into, in this fight, you'll have like 1 life for each character. Gets hit once, dies, and 2 for Flan Suck on him because he can revive. I think that's quite an interesting gameplay side of things. Let me know in the comments what you think about that thing. But yeah, here is something that will not be in that category because Catwoman just doesn't care about the dot damage because her healing abilities heavily outweigh that. She's gonna have the level 8 Firebox. And I'll have a little bit of trouble with the combo interruption here, but give me a break. This is gonna be combo interrupter after 2 hits. Like, look, everything in the game, every character in the game is gonna be combo interruptible after 1 hit, but for a lot of them it's to the extent where you have to have AI-like reactions. So it's not really possible, so this makes it far easier to combo interrupt him after 2 hits, I guess. But yeah, I'll also fail it from time to time. Like, I'm going to do a very decent job at combo interrupting after 1 hit, but combo interrupting after 2 hits is gonna be a little bit rough because for some reason in my brain I can't like see them as 2 separate things. I see it as a different version of combo interruption, and other than having 2 different gameplays for them in my head that I can transition in between, I only have one, and I'm like, oh damn, is combo interrupt after 2 hits. I have to adjust my combo interruption timer on the get-go. Maybe I should practice a little bit more campaign with the combo interruption after 2 hits or some story mode. But yeah, for the most part we're doing fine, but there's also the thing where you fail it once and you get disappointed and frustrated, and that leads you to failing it again. So that's also gonna be a theme. Status update, the second monitor still did not get turned back on. Still waiting on that one. Okay, and we get missed by that, thankfully. That thing is not a good thing to get hit by because that thing, other than dealing some damage, which doesn't matter here obviously, because we heal a ton, it's going to make your fast actions not work anymore, and that hit me there. And not having fast actions is gonna heavily deplete our damage on basic attack hits, and at the same time is going to hinder our damage on specials because we can build lower amounts of combo. And also stacking less lethal, so Catwoman is really not a fan of not having her fast actions in there. It's one of the most important stats for her. Special tree in there again, a decent amount of damage I guess, but again, we're lower on lethal stacks because of those fast attack hits not being there for the most part. Special 2 in there. That was quite some decent damage for special 2. Again, we have a level 8 Firebox and we get hit by that again. That sucks. And we get hit again. And she triggers a free special 3 that does no damage because that was not done from a combo. And I'm like, you know what, I'm just done with it. I'm just gonna do the jump attack thing. Don't try this at home and don't do this at home because this is not an optimal way to play the game, but you can like block and do a jump attack while he's hitting you and engage a combo. But yeah, that being said, thanks so much for watching. Please do like, comment, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the video. Dislike the video, dislike, and maybe hit that bell button to get notifications. I'll see you.
This is the future.